In this video, we are going to have a look at question 4 of the WJC additional maths paper from June 2015. So we have the question, the coordinates of the point D and E are 622. So let's just mark these on. D is 622, a little bit of colour can help here. And E is negative 414. Calculate the length of line DE. Express your answer as a surd in its simplified form, so n root m. So that means that once you've got this as a surd, you're probably going to have to simplify unless your calculator does it automatically for you. So I'm going to start off just by drawing a quick sketch of my diagram. So I've got it here for reference. So we have D and E, and it asks for the length of the line. So I may as well join in, draw the line. So that's what I'm looking for, the length of this. So this all stems from Pythagoras, but the formula for it is, so the length DE is going to be the square root of x2 minus x1 all squared, plus y2 minus y1 all squared, which is just a fancy way. X2 minus x1 will give you this distance here, so the base of the triangle. Y2 minus y1 will give you the height. So it's essentially saying a squared plus b squared equals the hypotenuse squared, but we just square rooted instead of having hypotenuse squared. So it doesn't matter which one's x2 and x1. As long as you're consistent. So I'll take this one to be x2 and this one to be x1. So let's fill in my information. So x2 is 6. Take away negative 4. We'll take away a negative at adding. So add 4 squared plus y2 is the 22. Take away the 14 from here. All squared. So this becomes the square root of, so we have 10 squared is 100, plus we have 22, take away 14 is 8, so 8 squared is 64, which overall gives you the square root of 164. Now, we need to simplify this. So we need to find a number, a square number that goes into 164. Well, that happens to be 4. So this happens to be 4 times 41. So the square root of 4 times 41 is the same as having the square root of 4, which is 2, multiplied by the square root of 41, which we don't know. So it's going to be 2 root 41. Okay, find the equation of the straight line perpendicular. Okay, so there's an important word there. Perpendicular to DE that passes through, and we've got another important word there, midpoint. And we need to express our answer in a particular form. So we need to get our answer in that form where they are all integers. Okay, so let's see what we've got to do. If we want to find an equation of a straight line, we need two things. First thing we need is the gradient. Second thing we need is a point on the line. Now, at the moment, we don't have either, so we're going to have to work both of these out, which is why this question is worth 8 marks. Now, I do have this diagram, so I'm just going to copy it down here. I'll take it down one more notch. So I can use that to try and help me. So this will tell me that the gradient of this line DE is a positive one. So the line perpendicular to it is going to be a negative one. So that's going to help us out just to make sure we don't make any mistakes. That's what the diagram is useful for. So let's find the gradient of DE. So the formula for the gradient is difference in the y, so y2 minus y1 over the difference in the x's, x2 minus x1. Now, if you remember what we said these were, y2 minus y1 is the height divided by x2 minus x1, which is the width. So height over width, rise over run, whatever you would normally say. So be consistent. If I'm going to take this as y2, that's my y1. So I get 22 minus 14 over, similarly with the x, if this is y2, then the 6 has to be the x2, and that has to be the x1. So I get 6 take away negative 4, which is add 4. So that will give me 8 over 10, which is 4/5. Okay, so what that means is that I now know that the perpendicular gradient is going to be the negative reciprocal of that. So negative 5/4, which makes sense. You can see this is a positive gradient, so the perpendicular one is going to be negative. So the next thing I need to know is the midpoint. So I now have the gradient of the line. I need a point that lies on the line in order to get the equation. So let's find the midpoint. So the midpoint, so again, the formula is add the x's together and halve our answer. Essentially, we're finding the middle or the median of those 2 points. And the y's are going to be add the y's together and divide by 2. So find the middle or the median of those 2 points. So this is going to be -1 plus 6 over 2 for the x's, and 14 plus 22 over 2 for the y's. Don't forget the coordinates. So this is going to be -4 plus 6 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 14 plus 22 is 36. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So we now have the perpendicular gradient, and we have the coordinates of one of the points on the line. And we can now use the equation line. And then from there, we need to start looking at making sure it's in the correct format. So the equation of the straight line that we're going to use is y minus y1 equals m bracket x minus x1. And in this case, the gradient is our m, and our 118 are our x1, y1. So if I make those substitutions, I get y minus 18 equals -5/4 x minus 1. Okay, we don't want any fractions involved in this because we want everything to be integers. So I'm going to multiply up by the 4. So that will give me 4y minus 18 times 4 is 72. Equals, okay, so if I got rid of the 4, I'm just going to expand this bracket by -5. So I get -5x, and -5 times -1 is +5. So to get it in the form they want, I want this equal to 0. So I'm going to add 5x to both sides. So I get 5x. I've already got the 4y, and I'm also going to take that 5 off, so -77. And that is now in a format that they want, where a, b, and c are all integers.